Good morning, brethren. I'm Andrew Power, the Membership Manager of Freemasons Victoria, and I'm here today with Jeremy Cattell from Albion Consulting. Jeremy, we're here today to talk about volunteer action teams, and could you please tell us how they came about?
Certainly, Andrew. In January of this year, the Board of General Purposes initiated a review of a number of the operational committees. That was communications, Masonic knowledge, membership. As a result of that review, it was obvious that a great deal of good work had gone into setting up those committees. However, it also revealed that there was an opportunity to improve the alignment of the work that these bodies were doing with the strategic and operational objectives of Freemasons Victoria. So a number of recommendations were made as a result of that review to change the existing committee structure as it was at that time and to switch the focus more to volunteer action teams. This was done with the intent of improving the alignment and the agility of the volunteer participation aligned with the management of Freemasons Victoria.
Yeah. And Jeremy, could you tell us what a volunteer action team is?
Sure. A volunteer action team is an opportunity for greater participatory involvement of the membership of Freemasons Victoria to work with the management of Freemasons Victoria in assisting in the development and execution of strategic goals that the organisation has. So you get a cascading flow in that the Board of General Purposes endorses the strategy, delegates the implementation of the strategy to the Chief Executive Officer, who of course has a team working with her to implement those goals. However, in the interest of keeping the organisation lean and agile, the structure is probably not large enough to encompass the execution of all the strategic initiatives. Thereby we have that dynamic tension between the management arm and the volunteer arm of Freemasons Victoria. And the volunteer action teams are designed to support the management of Freemasons Victoria, as I said previously, in developing and implementing action plans to put those initiatives in place.
Okay. Now, what's the difference between volunteer action teams and the traditional committee organisation structure?
In many respects, their foundations are the same. It's actually in the way that they work that the difference comes about. And the difference is in part in what is encapsulated in the name. They are action teams. So a traditional committee structure might sit as a standing committee, meet regularly, take minutes. And some of the previous committees had terms of reference that empowered them to develop strategy, and to perhaps arbitrarily develop initiatives in their areas of focus. The volunteer action teams are more focused on developing work plans or action plans in conjunction with the management of Freemasons Victoria, and then implementing those action plans. So there are two key roles for the volunteer action teams. The first is to assist the management of Victoria in those strategic goals, in implementing the action plans. And the second is, as required from time to time, to provide the Board of General Purposes with input and advice on their areas of expertise. This ensures that the board gets a number of sources of advice, not just from the CEO and the management team, but also from the volunteers who are working in the organisation.
Okay. Now, brethren, we're currently seeking applications for the position of the Volunteer Action Team Leader. Jeremy, could you please share with us what you would imagine the expectations of a Volunteer Action Team Leader would be?
Of course, Andrew. Essentially, there are three key elements to the role of the Volunteer Action Team Leader. The first is gathering together like-minded brethren with a passion for developing the organisation. The second would be the capacity to develop and coordinate action plans aligned to the strategic objectives of the organisation. And the third would be to be able to collaborate with the management arm of Freemasons Victoria. If we can bring to bear the right level of energy and passion and focus on those three key areas, then I have every expectation that volunteer action teams will be highly successful.
Okay. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you. Brethren, on behalf of Freemasons Victoria, I'd like to ask those of you who are interested in the Volunteer Action Team Leader position to please submit your details in the form below this video. Thank you.
Thank you.